Most young people, they don't want to participate in politics because they don't feel that their voice is worth anything. Many young people, they choose to shy away from politics because they believe it's a dangerous game. They believe the optics are never fair. They believe the balance is always tilted in the favor of certain individuals or certain parties, and for that, they shy away from politics. I don't blame young people for shying away from politics or from abstaining from politics. Yeah, I don't blame them. Yeah, to some extent, the playing field hasn't been leveled. To some extent, the optics are not in their favor. To some extent, I agree with them. But to a greater extent, I also blame the young people for not participating in politics. Of course, you might feel that you can't make a meaningful contribution in terms of political issues and things like that. But then giving up, when you give up, then how does that help you? Okay, we all give up, we all quit, we all say, okay, fine, let these old Madalas run us. How would that help us? It will only affect the generations, after us. It will only affect our tomorrow. So as young people, it should never be an ask, or it should be a given that we ought to step up and we ought to stand out and we ought to participate in political issues. We need to find our balance. We need to find our standing in the political issues. As young people, we must make a vow. It took the young men and women in the Arab Spring to change the situation of their times. It took the young men and women of America to build their dream nation. It took the young people young men, men and women of Great Britain for Great Britain to be called Great Britain. It didn't took the old of the day. It took the young people. We, the young people, are the future that this nation is banking upon. We are the pivots and the scaffolds of the development of our nation. And we don't have the luxury of choosing whether or not to engage in political issues. That's not a luxury that we have as young people. We don't have such a luxury. As young people, what I think we should do going forward is we need to amplify the issue of registering to vote as young people, because I was surprised at the time we were engaging with a few friends, and then we just asking at random the people that were like part of the discussions, and then we were asking at random, and then we asked, are you in a position to vote, and are you willing to vote? And most of the responses that we got were like, they don't want to vote because it doesn't change anything. That's according to them. But if you are a young person today, you need to go and vote and register to vote so that you'll be able to vote. The ballot box will play a major role into deciding who runs this nation. In as much as you'd want to argue against it, you can argue all you want until Jesus Christ comes back, but it is in the ballot box that any change, any meaningful change can actually be attained. It's not in the complaints, it's not in the Facebook posts, it's not in the tweets, it's not in your Instagram live, whatever. It's not even the demonstrations, you see. But it's in the ballot box. So, the moment the young people, who are by far and large the largest population in Zimbabwe, there's a large population in Zimbabwe of over 60% of Zimbabwe's population are young people. If those young people decide today who will lead them, they can actually make the decision. If the young people want, they can make the choice to say who will lead us in the next come the next general election. They can decide that because they have the numbers to do that. But all they need now is the attitude to get there. They need to understand that unless they participate in politics, their predicament will never change. You will continue to cry being sidelined. You continue to cry being left out. But until when? We need to wake up as young people. We need to wake up. I don't care if you say the ground is not fair. It wasn't fair for Mandela when he was fighting against the apartheid regime. It wasn't fair for Mandela. It wasn't fair for Abraham Tiro. It wasn't fair for him when he rose up that day and he delivered a petition as an SRC member to say that the education that we're getting is not fair. It wasn't fair. It wasn't even fair for the young people in Egypt. It wasn't fair. But nonetheless, they made the choice to say that our times shall be changed by us. Our days, our history shall be what we write. Not what they write for us, but what we choose to write. So as young people, if we choose to write a history that we can actually say, is our history come tomorrow, then we are good to go.